Hey, let me ask you something. What if I could show you a way to increase your profits by 50%? How about double, triple? And would you like to see these kinds of increases immediately, like today? Well, buckle up. That's 100% obtainable for a huge portion of the local businesses I coach, and this video is the best place to start if you want stellar results like this. All right, are you the best plumber in your area? The most reliable electrician? The landscaper everyone recommends to their friends? And yet at the end of the month, when you look at what you actually took home, does it feel like it matches how hard you work? And if you're anything like most of the local business owners I work with, the answer is no. You're putting in the early mornings, the late nights, the weekend calls. You're the one people trust. You're doing great work, but the profit, the real cash you take home, it doesn't add up. Here's what I want you to know. That's not a you problem. It's most likely a pricing problem, and it has nothing to do with your work ethic. It has everything to do with a formula that's been around for decades, and it's quietly working against you. For decades, most local businesses have used the same pricing model. It feels safe, it feels logical, but it's a trap, and it's probably the single biggest reason your income feels stuck, no matter how much you grow your customer base. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to break out of it. We're going to replace that old, outdated formula with a simple 3-step strategy that instantly aligns your price with what your customers are actually willing to pay. No complicated spreadsheets, no business school jargon, just a shift in thinking that can immediately put more money in your pocket without adding a single new customer or working one more hour. So let's start with what most of you are already doing and why it's costing you. So first, you figure out what your job's going to cost. Your materials, your time, your fuel, your tools, and then you add a little on the top. Maybe 20%, maybe 30% if you're feeling bold. This is called cost plus pricing, and I get why you use it. It feels safe. It guarantees you cover your expenses on every job. But here's the fatal flaw. Your customer doesn't care what it costs you to do the job. They only really care about what that job does for them. By chaining your price to your costs, you're letting your expenses dictate your profit. If your material costs go up, your price goes up, and you risk losing jobs. If you get faster and more efficient, your price drops, and you leave money on the table. It's a lose-lose. Look, I've worked with so many local contractors, service providers, and tradespeople who were stuck in exactly this cycle. Incredible at what they do, but basically just paying their own overhead instead of building real wealth. The moment we shifted their pricing away from costs and towards the value they create for their customers, everything changes. Profits doubled, sometimes tripled, and they finally started earning an income that matched their actual expertise. Now, of course, you've got to have a lead funnel and enough new customers or clients coming in, but that's another video. If that's something you're struggling with, check out the video I did called Your Business is Probably Trapped in One of These Stages to help fix that problem. Okay, so what's the alternative to cost plus pricing? It's called value-based pricing, and it's a lot simpler than it sounds. Instead of starting with your costs, you start with your customer. You ask one question. What is this worth to them? Not what it costs you, what it's worth to the person you're serving. Think about it this way. When a homeowner calls a plumber at 7 p.m. because their basement's flooding, are they thinking about your material costs? No. They're thinking about their ruined floors, their family's stress, their weekend being destroyed. Your service isn't just fixing a pipe, it's peace of mind. It's saving their weekend. It's protecting their home. That is value. And people will pay a premium for it. Think about an electrician who offers same-day panel upgrades with a guaranteed clean inspection pass. That's not just labor, that's a builder making their project deadline. That's a homeowner getting their renovation done on time. Or a landscaper who transforms a yard before a home sale. You're not just cutting grass, you're adding thousands of dollars to the client's sale price. This is what value-based pricing is all about. Pricing the outcome, not just the task. So here's the actual strategy. 3 steps, 10 minutes. You can do this for any service project. Step 1, you identify the transformation. Stop thinking about what you do. Start thinking about the transformation you provide. What is your customer's before state and what's their after state when you're done? A homeowner isn't hiring a concrete installer to pour a driveway. They're hiring someone to finally have a clean, professional entrance they're proud of and stop worrying about their cracked mess every time guests show up. A business owner isn't hiring an attorney to review a contract. They're hiring someone to protect their business and sleep better at night. Write down the transformation. That's your real value. Step 2, put a number on it. Now, try to quantify that transformation. This is where people get stuck, but it doesn't have to be complicated. If you're a landscaper and your curb appeal work adds $50,000 to a home sale price, what is that worth to your client? If you're an electrician and your same-day service keeps a contractor's project on schedule, what's a 1-week delay worth in fines, crew costs, and lost time? If the direct number is hard to pin down, think about the cost of not hiring you. For a plumber, skipping that slab leak repair could mean $20,000 in foundation damage. Suddenly your $1,800 repair feels like the deal of the century. Use your costs as a floor, the number you never go below, but stop using it as an anchor. All right, step 3, anchor your price to the value. Once you know what your transformation is worth, capture a piece of it. A simple rule of thumb, price your service at 10 to 25% of the value you provide. So if your work saves or generates $10,000 for your client, charging $1,000 to $2,500 is an easy yes for them. They're still getting a massive return on their investment. And when the value is harder to put an exact number on, anchor your price to your expertise. There's a famous story about Picasso. A woman in a cafe asked him to sketch something on a napkin. He did it under a minute and asked for a huge sum. She was so outraged. How can you charge that much? It only took you 30 seconds. And Picasso replies, no, babe, it took me 40 years. Your price isn't for the hour. It's for the years of skill that let you do that hour's work better than anyone else. Stop selling your skills short. Let me show you what this looks like in the real world. Take a plumber. Basic drain cleaning costs them $40 in time and materials. Cost plus pricing, they charge $65 and profit $25. Now, add value pricing, they offer same-day emergency drain cleaning with a written guarantee and a free camera inspection. The value? No flooded bathroom, no destroyed holiday weekend, no landlord lawsuit. That's same-day service. That same-day service, now priced at $150, profit goes from $25 to $110 on the same exact job. Or take a landscaper. Spring cleaning costs them $200 in labor and equipment. They charge $280 under cost plus pricing, and their profit's $80. But when they position it as complete spring transformation, your yard ready for entertaining season, and they're talking to homeowners prepping for summer parties, that same service jumps from $80 to $250. Same work, completely different framing. Or an attorney. Billing $300 an hour for a 5-hour contract review equals $1,500. But what if that contract protects a $200,000 business deal from falling apart? What if spotting one bad clause saves their client from a lawsuit down the road? A flat fee, value-based price of $3,500 for that contract review, that's a no-brainer for the client, and more than double the revenue for the attorney. This is the difference between surviving and thriving. All right, let's bring it all together. The old way, cost plus pricing. It puts a ceiling on what you can earn. The new way is value-based pricing. It'll unlock what you're actually worth. And all it takes is 3 steps. 1, identify the transformation you provide. 2, quantify the value of that transformation. And 3, anchor your price to that value, not your costs. Now, I know this is a real shift in how you've been thinking about pricing. I've put together a free worksheet called the 10-Minute Pricing Calculator. It walks you through all 3 steps for your actual services in your actual business. The link is in the description below. Grab it, it's free, and it could be the most valuable 10 minutes you spend this week. Here's the truth I want you to walk away with. You don't have to work harder to make more money. You don't need more customers. You don't need to invent new services. You just need to price smarter. For years, we've been taught to obsess over our costs, to price defensively, to just cover what we spend. But your profit shouldn't reflect your expenses. It should reflect the impact that you make. When you shift to value-based pricing, you stop being a commodity that clients shop around and compare. You become an indispensable partner, the person they call first, refer most, and happily pay a premium for. That's how you build a real business, not just one that pays the bills. So start today, grab the worksheet, pick one service, run it through the 3 steps, and let me know in the comments what service are you repricing first. I'd love to hear it. Okay, now that your pricing is dialed in, the next step is attracting clients who are happy to pay for that value. Scroll through some of my other videos. I'll walk you through the simple marketing shifts that you can make to attract those premium customers. Hey, as always, I'm here to help you grow your business, whether we're doing business together or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.